and welcome to the Lizzie Mac Bake Off with Mrs. Nightscales and Mrs. George.
Hi, everyone.
Today we're going to take you through a really super simple masterclass on how we at home make banana bread. So we hope you enjoy it, hope you get involved, and we'll take you through the steps now.
Awesome. So we're going to prepare our wet ingredients first, and that's melted butter, milk, mashed banana and vanilla essence and your eggs. So you can start by mashing up your 2 bananas in a bowl.
We can see who's faster at this, Miss.
Oh, I think I'm winning.
Maybe Miss had a head start.
Maybe I did. And the riper the bananas, the better, because they mash easier and they've got a lot more natural sugars in there, so it'll make your banana bread sweeter too.
And that's exactly what we want, extra sweet.
Okay, so I'll just show you the consistency of mine. Nice and mashed, and then you add the rest of your wet ingredients to that and give them a good mix.
That's mine. Vanilla.
And Mrs. George, I always crack my egg into a little bowl first, just so I make sure there's no rogue eggshell in there before I put it in.
Yep. And just a life hack, guys, or a kitchen trick, if you do find shell, you can use the eggshell itself to remove it.
Yeah, like it tracks itself, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm clearly the slow one.
It's all good. I'm a mum with 4 kids who are busting to have some banana bread, so I'm...
All right. Excellent. So now what we're going to do is add our dry ingredients. So we've got our flour. Did you sift yours, Miss? I didn't.
I didn't for banana bread. If I was making a sponge cake, I would triple sift, but banana bread's a bit more rustic, so I didn't bother.
The same as muffins as well. The difference between muffins and cupcakes are their consistency, so no need to do that. I forgot to add my milk before, so whoops, just add it now.
That won't work.
And add your sugar as well. We're using caster sugar today. It's a little bit more processed and refined, so you don't get those chunky pieces of sugar through your cake.
Oh, it's looking good.
Smells good too. Nice and banana-y. Any stage, if there's things you don't want to add or you want to add more of something, no rules when it comes to things like this. More or less, totally up to you. How's yours, Miss? All mixed?
Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Excellent.
I've often used like chocolate chips or nuts in mine as well at this point, Mrs. George, just to give it something different. But remember, if you've got a nut allergy, don't add the nuts.
Absolutely. I've also done combinations before of adding other fruits. Frozen bag fruits are really good for stuff like that. You can have a banana and blueberry, add coconut, anything really. If you go to like Gloria Jean's and those places, they have all different flavors of banana bread now, and it's exactly the same base. It's just the other additions that go in there. So excellent. What's next?
Well, I've greased and floured my tin. And I see, Mrs. George, you've got baking powder in yours. But putting some flour over some melted butter does exactly the same thing. And you just tap it out like that to get rid of the excess flour. But we can put our mixture into the tin now and pop it in the oven. So, Mrs. George, what temperature should we have our oven on, preheated?
I put mine at 160 because it's a bakery good. It's not a roast or anything like that. So that's the temperature that I put mine at today.
And how long do we cook it for?
15 to 20 minutes, depending on the speed and strength of your oven. And you want to check it a little bit way through till it's a little bit brown on the top. Bakery goods will also continue to cook when they're taken out of the oven as well. So that's why we take them out of the oven and put them on a cooling rack, because they will continue to cook as that heat transfers through our bread.
So I'm just smoothing the top of mine, getting it into the corners of the tin. And I think it's good to pop in the oven.
Fantastic. So I'm going to add an additional step to this one here. And my garnish is going to go in now. So Miss is going to take you through a garnish that she's going to add to hers once it's been cooked. But mine is going to be once it is cooking. So before mine goes into the oven, what I'm going to do is cut another banana, slice it in half, and then I'm going to sprinkle some demerara sugar on top, which is a less refined sugar, and it's sort of these larger crystals, and it kind of makes a little caramel on top. So hopefully that will seep into my banana bread and make it taste extra yummy. I'm just going to, safety first, grab another chopping board. And knock things out of my cupboard while I do that. Okay, so I'm going to slice my banana. Into some strips. And it's really up to you how many you put on top. I'm just going to lay them on top here. I'll probably put 3 across there. I think I can fit them. Maybe more. It's really slippery. Oh, I may as well put the whole banana. Why not?
Why not?
Why not, right? Okay, so my banana's on there, and now I'm going to add some of this sugar. And that's going to make a really nice caramel on top. Perfect. Into the oven. We'll see you back in 20 minutes. So you can see that my banana bread with its bananas on top has risen quite nicely and the sugar is crystallized, and my banana is sort of browned a little bit on the top, and I'm done. How'd yours go, Miss?
Great. I've had mine out from the oven a little while and it's been cooling. You can see it's nice and golden all over. But what I'm going to do to finish mine off is add some cream cheese icing, toasted walnuts and cinnamon sugar. So I've pre-made my cream cheese icing, and that was 250 grams of Philadelphia or whatever brand you like, 125 grams of butter, and both of those have to be at room temperature. Mix them up. If you've got a stand mixer or a handheld mixer, beat them, and then you need to slowly add 3 cups of icing sugar. Now, if you're gluten-free, I use pure icing sugar because it hasn't got any of those additives in it like cornstarch or anything, and a dash of vanilla, or you could add lemon juice if you want a bit of a tang. But all I'm going to do, I've got my crank-handled spatula here, and I'll just spread it over the top of the cooled cake. Make sure your cake has cooled, because if it hasn't, the icing will slip right off and melt. And, you know, I like a bit of a thick icing, so I'm going to add quite a bit. But you'll notice I did make a lot extra because you can just get it with a spoon and eat it as well.
And Miss, if you want to make the process a little bit faster, guys, you can put your cake in the fridge or the freezer pretty quickly, and it will speed up the process. If we were in industry, we would put it into a blast chiller so that it can be cooled within a few minutes. But obviously, we're cooking at home, so we do what we do.
Yep. So I've iced my cake, very rustic looking. I toasted some walnuts earlier and I've just crushed those, so I'll sprinkle those over the top. I mean, I did say to Mrs. George earlier, it's very rare to get some nice whole walnuts in a packet, but if I had a few whole ones, I might have, you know, decorated it a bit better. Sprinkled those on top, and then cinnamon sugar. I mean, you can buy it pre-made, but it's easy enough if you just get cinnamon and caster sugar again, like we used for the cake itself. And I mixed a teaspoon of cinnamon with 2 teaspoons of caster sugar. Sprinkle that over the top, and there you have it. Delicious. Ready to slice into for afternoon tea. So I'm done, Mrs. George.
Excellent. Well, me too. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. I really hope that you enjoyed cooking along with Miss and I. Thanks, Miss, for joining me. It's so lovely to see you.
It's been great.
So, I know. We've had so much fun cooking together. So I hope that this inspires some of you guys to get together with your friends. Even though we are currently separated, there are plenty of ways that we can reconnect, and why not do that over a beautiful slice of banana bread for the afternoon. So thanks, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.